So we've got a very surprising update straight from the dev team. Let me tell you what, how the First Descendant dev team is handling this game is extremely impressive. And today, the community is celebrating. Plus, we got to talk about one of the modules that is considered OP and broken, and you do not want to neglect this one for sure. And yeah, we're going to talk about world bosses, how they should be added into the actual world. We're going to talk about more feedback from the community, some problems that are happening and creeping up, and much more. But yeah, check this out right here.
So check this out, guys. Did you know that developers and programmers made an average of $100,000 per year in 2023? And that's why the team at boot.dev, who is also the sponsor of this video, by the way, have put together an amazing set of courses that will help you learn to program and code. But it's not just your standard set of boring courses. Instead, these courses are literally set up just like an RPG video game. You'll earn XP, achievements, and level up as you complete quests. Plus, there's even an online leaderboard as well where you can check yourself against the competition. And what's really cool is that the courses are designed to be taken at your own pace. And if you ever struggle, a powerful bear wizard by the name of Boots will walk you through your issue. So he's an AI that will actually ask you questions to help you understand rather than hand you all of the answers. And you can even join the Discord group as well for more help from fellow programmers and coders. So if you want to learn back-end web development and programming languages like Python and Go, check out boot.dev. Click on the link in the description box and use my code OpenWorldGames to get 25% off your first payment for boot.dev. That's 25% off your first month or your first year, depending on the subscription you choose. And remember, there is a 30-day no questions asked refund policy and even a free demo of every course and its interactive features. And a huge thanks once again to boot.dev for sponsoring this video.
So I say we head over to the official blog post where they posted this right here. Greetings, Descendant. This is the director of the First Descendant. I wish to share the dev's opinion regarding our recent issue, so-called Valby Run. So Valby Run, strategic outpost farming using Valby, is currently taking place at the outpost within the fortress. Was certainly not intended. Due to our systematic mistake, mobs at the fortress outpost have been spawning infinitely, and as a result, the amount of item drop has increased 2 to 3 times higher than that of other popular locations. Now, to maintain our game and to be adored by our players for a long time, we believe that it is wrong just to look on and leave unbalanced content, which is providing biased rewards. However, as Valby Run became popular very quickly within our community, we assume many players have researched Valby to enjoy the newly discovered content. The current issue has occurred clearly by our own mistake, but we do not wish to suddenly remove it because it has already become a solid content for the First Descendant. So, we would like to inform you that we're preparing a patch without completely blocking the Fortress Outpost issue and to keep allowing the players to enjoy playing like before. However, at the same time, we will update other farming locations to match the efficiency equivalent to the Fortress Outpost. What a win here. They're not nerfing it like outright. So, although we've insisted that no additional patch will be necessary next week, we have been preparing a new hotfix patch 1.04 prioritized to apply improvements so that we could finalize the week 5 development schedule. The main purpose for patch 1.04 is to reduce the cool time for Valgus strategic outpost and rebalance the locations for collecting void fragments. Also, we're planning to diversify methods for gold supply by enhancing gold efficiency within special operations. As we continue our live service for the First Descendant, we have no plan to respond to simply nerfing certain content for any gameplay which collides with our intentions. We respect every content created by our players and will do our best to create a game that all players can enjoy together for a long time. We appreciate your endless feedback and interest in our game and will endeavor to provide better gameplay or gaming environment that will fulfill your expectations. Thank you. Wow. Just the way they're speaking to their own community with such respect is mind-blowing. You do not see this that often. And yes, the community is out here on Reddit celebrating. Check it out right here. It says, admitting their mistake and not outright banning the gold farming, although preparing a patch but won't block the gold farm. Pretty good of them, and instead updating our farming locations to match the efficiency, assuming of the gold. Then upcoming 104 seems to aim to reduce timers on outposts and rebalance locations for void frags, and also dealing with the gold gained from special operations. Damn, what timeline is this where Nexon is winning me over? Am I starting to believe? And a lot of people have replied here and agree. Also notice they said they're going to lower the outpost timer cooldown. That is a huge win. That's been something that's been highly requested, and they're adding it into the game even sooner than what they have previously stated. And we have the Destiny community out here celebrating as well. Check it out right here. It says, I seriously can't believe it. What TEFs are these? Never change. In all my years playing these types of games, all I see is nerf, nerf, nerf. Good on Magnum Studios. Bravo. And this one right here. It says, as someone who played Destiny and had to deal with Bungie constantly nerfing everything into the ground, this game is proving to be a breath of fresh air. First, they tell us that they don't plan to nerf Glaze infinite ammo ability and instead just make it less annoying for other players by lowering the visual effect of explosive spam with a further option to turn them off completely. And now they're keeping a broken and unintentional farm in-game until they can add something that is more rewarding and engaging. Nexon is cooking. They, in other words, don't want to punish the players for getting creative and really kind of like breaking their own game. That's part of the enjoyment of these type of games, which tells me that their developers actually play these games. You know what I mean? Then we have this right here. This is an important one. It says, anyone else think that these are too hard to get for how important they are for in-game? Yes, we are talking about energy activator blueprints. And it says, there are two kinds of descendants. The ones who get those 4 times instead of the 20% bunny part they want, and the ones who get the bunny part but want these. They already have bunny. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people, actually 1,100 upvotes here, want this to be kind of adjusted as well. Again, you know, it seems like the dev team is very perceptive. The more people that talk about it, the more people that upvote stuff, it's likely that there could be changes to this. We'll have to wait and see. But of course, part of the enjoyment of this game is the grind, as long as the grind isn't too intense. Also, we have this one. Please give an iframe after being revived for at least 1 to 2 seconds. This definitely needs to change. It says it's so annoying when I'm being picked up and the Colossi is targeting the player, reviving me, and I get up just to either go right back down or lose 80% of my HP. Please, there needs to be a grace iframe after being revived. And a reply here, this definitely needs to be a thing, especially if you're forced to stand still for a second or two after being revived or respond. Gotta love being revived and your character model is just stuck staring off into space in the middle of a boss fight. Extremely frustrating. So this, to me, is one change that I feel like needs to happen sooner than later, because it just feels so immensely frustrating if you do go down and you're finally revived. Also, yes, we got to talk about this one right here. Does the jump button sometimes just not work for anyone else? I actually don't have this issue that often, so I was curious to see your take on this. So sometimes when playing the game, I'm having to press spacebar several times before I'll jump. This only happens sometimes and doesn't happen in any other game or anything else, only this game. Not sure if it's due to server lag at peak times or what. And we do have people agreeing. They're saying, yes, I'm having the same issue. I thought my spacebar was breaking from all my jumping as a bunny. No, it seems like you're not alone. This seems to be something that is happening. But a little bit of a letter here to the dev team. Check it out. It says, Dear Magnus Studio, where are the end-world Colossus encounters? They look so amazing in the trailers. Void intercepts are bland in comparison. It seems like you guys want these bosses to appear actually in-world, in kind of, I guess you would say, like the open world, the hub spaces. This is what I was hoping. This is what I was looking forward to. Instead of it being in that same dungeon type environment, it would be so cool also if they could be roaming across the map as well. But we do have some replies here. It says, telling you they're going to launch some crazy stuff soon. Well, here's me hoping. From a marketing point of view, Adding the areas for big bosses after people have complained about it and after they had time to do it will make them jump in cells. Like another tick off in the box. Here's hoping it turns out great. Crossing my fingers that this actually does happen. That would be so badass. And it would also add a lot more variety. And it would be cool if they did appear like kind of like as random events, that sort of thing. And we've got to talk about this one. Yes, multi-talented mod is OP broken on every Descendants, especially on Bunny and Glay. So I was trying to perfect my Bunny build and couldn't figure out what to do with the last slot. So I kept on searching for extra damage and found out that the multi-talented mod increases your damage by 30% for 5 seconds every time you cast a singular ability. Now, my lightning emission is hitting for 1.5 to 1.6 million damage in range instead of the 1.2 to 1.3 million. That is a huge increase there. Now, for Bunny players, you can abuse this by canceling your SOL every 5 seconds to abuse this for bossing and AoE. And Glay, well, you Glay mains already know her Frenzied and Sensory are both singular, aka 30% damage during burst window on demand. I've never seen this mod being suggested for any Descendant. Try it out because the mod is very cheap to build and only has 5 levels, but provides level 10 power spike. Like on Valby, you get negative 20% cooldown reduction, so you can cheese farm at the reactor for gold for Lepik, Freyna, Viesa, 15% more tech power for ultimate spam. This mod is insane. It can be used for all the meta classes. So, someone did say this, that they actually tested the mod on Bunny, but it seems bugged. Lightning emission does less damage when the singular buff is active. Edit here. I didn't account for electricity difference. Mod is working as intended. Okay. Coincidentally, I discovered that lightning emission snapshots damage on cast. Even if singular buff drops, damage doesn't change, so there's no need to reapply singular buff with light up speed. Hey, the more you know. So yeah, try it out. Let me know if you guys like it or not. But you know, there is part of the community, or I always like to say outside established communities that come into the First Descendant, and they can be quite negative. And there's also those that are very unforgiving. Let's talk about it. It says, why be so negative? I see a lot of people being mad. People playing public missions and dying almost instantly. Be like Warframe. If someone is struggling, help them. Help them with mod setup. Help them with what augmentations on weapons and reactors by telling them what is good, generally, or for what Descendants they're using. Crapping on other people for not knowing how to use systems or being new is not the way to keep a player base. You're driving people away. Stop this now if you want the game to keep going. Do you think these people are enjoying being dead, getting downed, not doing good enough damage? Help them. You know what? It's cool to see 781 upvotes. Says, I'm on my way to go farm something in the map and I see someone soloing a mission. I always try to pop in and help out. So this is great to see that the community is willing to do this. I've also noticed that, like, if I'm playing by myself, I see randoms pop in and we all just work together and help out. I love that. And it's cool to know, you know, on my end of playing the game, everyone's helping each other out if they get down, you know. They're there for each other. They have each other's back, which is very, very cool. I know it's frustrating when someone goes down during a big boss fight, but yeah, it does happen. But still, you know, we're all in it together. All right, so yeah, we got to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So let's do this. All right, so what did you guys have to say about my most recent video? Let's check it out. It says, I was there at launch of Destiny. I missed Founder in Warframe by a few months. The First Descendant has a very fun, solid base to build on. Very excited to see this game's future. I see this comment time and time again under my videos. I honestly haven't seen such excitement from a community in a while over a live service game. This is like so refreshing to see. This is what I wanted to see for Anthem, so this is very cool. Now, also, we got to talk about this one. Let's talk about how shields are worthless after White Knight. Some replies here as well, right? They need to buff shield mod even more to make it worth it. Always has been. They need to buff the shield mods and add shield gating. So a lot of people think that this needs to be adjusted and the shield mods need to be revisited by the dev team. Then we have, yes, fix the outpost and shards. This really does mess with my drive. It looks like we're headed in the right direction already. DPS being tied to frame rate is true in nearly every game ever made, excuse me. So yeah, if you didn't know, if you missed that video, your frame rate is tied to your damage output, but also damage received as well. This happens in every game, happened also in Destiny. Someone did also comment that, yeah, their friend plays Destiny on like an older Xbox to ensure that they take less damage, which is pretty hardcore, especially if they're running the tougher raids. Man, that's going the extra mile there. But anyway, there it is. The latest happenings around the First Descendant. Stay tuned here for more news and updates. I have you guys covered as always. Thank you so much for the love and support, and I will see you all next time. Take care.